When I asked you 1 year ago who Fermin Lopez was, some of you might have known him, but for most people his name was still unknown. This season he started to establish himself into Barcelona's lineup, also because of injuries from the likes of Pedri and Frenkie de Jong, and he's managed to immediately deliver when it mattered. This 20-year-old is clearly yet another special Masia-talent. But what makes him so good? And why does he fit in that well in Xavi's team? And can he actually make it to Barcelona in the future in a team that Pedri and Xavi might also be a part of? Well, that's what we'll look into in this video, so make sure to stay tuned. So what makes Fermin Lopez that special? Well, if you take a look at his abilities, he's a very all-round, technically gifted, intelligent player. He's got amazing positional awareness. He knows what's happening around him on the pitch, where his teammates are, where the defenders are, and most of his qualities really originate in the fact that he's got this high-level awareness. His vision and passing are great, for example, as he'll always know what pass to play before having received the ball, and he has the technical ability to do so with one touch accurately. He's also press resistant because of this awareness. He knows what he'll do because he knows where the defender is. He's that kind of player that if you just pay attention to him during games, you'll see that he checks his surroundings every few seconds. He can't only see and find space though, he can also create it. He knows what runs to make to create room for his teammates, again because of that positional awareness. And he's great at timing his runs perfectly and showing up at the right time in the box. He's the kind of midfielder who will give you a lot of goals at the end of the season. His finishing is also good enough for that, and if he has to shoot from distance, that's no problem for him. Out of all Barcelona's current midfielders, I would even say that he's the very best at shooting. He's got real dynamite in those feet of his, and as a defender, you really don't want to give him too much space to shoot. Overall, Fermin Lopez is really all-round and is a typical La Masia product. His main quality is his positional awareness. And that makes him so good in all different areas that he really just is the perfect midfielder for a team like Barcelona to have. That's of course why it's not a surprise that he's fitted in so easily in Xavi's team. But where exactly in that team does he fit in best? Well, first of all, because of his versatility, you can not only play him in midfield, but also at both wings, as an inverted winger who doesn't really stick to the wing and roams in between the wings and the center. His qualities are perfect for this kind of role, and with how good he is, I think we will definitely see Xavi still deploy him in that role. For him to be at his real best though, you do want to play him as more of the attacking interior, next to a midfielder who is more comfortable playing a little deeper. Fermin Lopez might be good at the wing, but his positional awareness and his technical qualities just make him more valuable in the center of the pitch. You want the technical best and most aware players to be the most on the ball, and as a central midfielder you just have more of the ball than as a winger. That's why Fermin Lopez really comes to fruition if he's at the center being the machinery of the attack, by playing intelligent passes, creating space for others and shooting from distance. The question is, who is that player alongside him then, ideally? Well, Xavi. He's better at recovering balls than Fermin, he's also press resistant, his passing is great but his shooting isn't as good as that of Fermin. These two complement each other very well, and it's a midfield duo that just works perfectly. This season, Xavi has of course a great number of options to pick his midfield from when everyone is fit. In that case, I think it's best to use either Pedri or Fermin as the more attacking interior, Xavi or Frenkie de Jong as the more defensive interior, Romeu as a defensive midfielder, and İlkay Gündoğan is honestly that versatile that he can play well in all three of these roles. For Fermin Lopez though, there will always be a place in his team for the coming months. But apart from the coming months, looking at the real future, what is Fermin's actual ceiling at Barcelona? Can he be a part of Barcelona's future, in a team where Pedri and Xavi might be the two main interiors? Now, we assume that Pedri will be one of Barcelona's two interiors in the future, and rightly so, but his injuries make his future more doubtful than that of someone like Xavi, who is almost certain to be a reference for Barcelona for the coming decade. Fermin Lopez could certainly be a great rotational player if one of them two ever needs to be rested. But the question is, will he want to be a rotational player? Fermin Lopez could become too good to just sit on the bench. So if both Xavi and Pedri make it and Barcelona want to keep Fermin at the same time as well, Fermin might have to play as an inverted winger. In the same way that players like Iniesta, David Silva and Fabregas have played as inverted wingers for Barcelona and Spain. The problem here is that great wingers like Joao Felix and Lamine Yamal could occupy the wings for the next few years. So it'll really depend on who becomes successful at Barcelona, where Fermin Lopez will have to slot in. But in the long term, he definitely has the potential to become one of Barcelona's key players. And I'm sure that even in this season, he will still have a very important role for Barca. That was it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share your own opinion in the comments down below. Força Barça, Força Fermin Lopez, and have a good day.